When you walk into a state-of-the-art industrial facility or, even a modern high-rise, what do you usually notice? You're probably looking at the massive HVAC units, the endless miles of complex plumbing, or all that high-tech machinery. It's totally natural. But think of all that piping and plumbing as the vital veins of a building. Here's the thing, though. Those veins rely entirely on a strong skeleton to survive. Without a robust, unwavering support system, all that expensive infrastructure is, well, essentially useless. So welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to look at the unsung, hidden hero of industrial infrastructure, the pipe clamp.
It's a pretty serious question if you think about it. What actually keeps a massive, vibrating, multi-million-dollar installation standing upright year after year? Let's be real for a second. The reality is that a highly complex HVAC or industrial piping system is literally only ever as strong as the small pieces of hardware holding it to the wall. You could engineer the absolute most efficient steam line in the world, but if the clamp fails, the pipe falls, and the whole system crashes. The entire integrity of a massive facility often comes down to a handful of strategic, perfectly engineered fastening points.
And keep in mind, these fastening points aren't just passively holding weight, they're surviving absolute extremes. Take a look at these numbers, from minus 40 degrees Celsius to a blistering 220 degrees Celsius. We're talking about environments that range from deep freeze industrial refrigeration all the way up to the kind of intense heat you'd find in steam lines and hot oil systems. This isn't just room temperature storage in a warehouse. These are severe, punishing conditions, and the pipe clamps holding these systems together absolutely must endure them without warping, cracking, or losing their grip.
So, to truly understand how this hardware makes or breaks an installation, we're going to follow a quick four-part roadmap today. First, the invisible hero. Second, why quality is vital. Third, right product, perfect result. And finally, smart design, easy mounting.
All right, let's jump right into section 1, the invisible hero.
So we really have to stop viewing the pipe clamp as just some simple accessory and start seeing it as the ultimate safeguard against gravity, pressure, and time. And that mindset brings us right to the primary mission of HK Trade's industrial pipe clamp systems: secure connection and maximum stability for your projects. They aren't just out there manufacturing metal rings, right? They're engineering vital secure connection points. When you approach a new installation with that specific mindset, you naturally stop looking for the absolute cheapest option and start looking for the most stable one.
Moving right along to section 2, why quality is vital.
In the world of industrial infrastructure, high-grade clamp quality is definitely not some optional luxury. It is a fundamental, absolutely essential preventative measure against catastrophic failure. Take acoustic protection, for example. HK Trade fastening systems actively dampen structural noise, reducing vibrations by up to 15 decibels. For anyone working in structural engineering, you know that is an incredibly significant reduction. It's literally the difference between a building that constantly rattles under the stress of its HVAC system and one that operates in smooth, comfortable silence. Plus, reducing that vibration dramatically reduces the long-term wear and tear on the pipes themselves.
And then, of course, there is the endless battle against rust and decay. To fight this, HK Trade utilizes a specialized electrogalvanized coating that is between 8 and 12 micrometers thick. Now, what does that highly specific measurement actually mean for your day-to-day project? Well, it means you have a superior engineered barrier of zinc fiercely protecting the raw steel underneath. This specific thickness ensures exceptional corrosion resistance, pretty much guaranteeing the long-term survival of the clamp, even in damp, highly corrosive, or just plain harsh environmental conditions. The quality of this coating essentially dictates the lifespan of your entire support structure.
Okay, on to section 3, right product, perfect result.
Knowing that quality is vital is really just step 1. Step 2 is realizing that in industrial piping, one size absolutely does not fit all. Product selection is everything. Notice the distinct variations here, how the profiles change, the metal thickness varies, and the insulation differs across these 4 clamps. These are highly distinct engineering profiles designed by HK Trade to meet very rigorous specific industrial demands. Because honestly, using the wrong clamp is a guaranteed recipe for system failure down the line. The success of the entire installation relies entirely on precise, thoughtful product selection.
Let's break this matrix down real quick, because it brilliantly illustrates why matching the specific clamp profile to your environment actually prevents disaster. First up, we have the nutted pipe clamp. It's DIN 4109 compliant, featuring EPDM insulation, which makes it the perfect, highly secure choice for standard HVAC and plumbing lines. Then check out the silicone clamp. It features that highly distinct red silicone insulation specifically designed for extreme temperature environments like steam lines and furnaces.
Next, the lag screw clamp offers an integrated screw for incredibly rapid, direct mounting straight to walls or ceilings. And finally, the heavy-duty clamp boasts 3mm thickened steel for handling high load capacities in heavy industrial facilities. You can really see how choosing the right tool for the job is completely non-negotiable.
To really drive this concept home, let's contrast two total extremes, the heavy-duty clamp versus the silicone clamp. The heavy-duty is all about brute strength and handling high tensile loads, right? It utilizes a thickened 3mm body and a dual bolt lock. It's meant to safely hold massive weight in large-scale infrastructure. The silicone clamp, on the other hand, is built purely for survival in extreme thermal flexibility. Think about it. If you swap these two, like if you put the heavy-duty clamp on a superheated hot oil line or you put the silicone clamp on a massive heavy industrial process line, the system will fail. Proper selection is the backbone of any successful installation.
Which brings us to our final section, smart design, easy mounting.
At the end of the day, all of this brilliant engineering actually has to be installed by a real technician up on a scaffold, where, as we all know, time is absolutely money. Think about the grueling nature of standard fieldwork. It constantly wastes a technician's valuable time with fiddly, loose parts that drop or just refuse to align properly. Smart fastening systems totally contrast this by using functional designs that lock easily, securely, and swiftly. It transforms a frustrating, time-consuming chore into a completely streamlined process. The ease and security of the mounting process are just as important as the strength of the clamp itself. You can tell HiK Trade has built a tremendous amount of empathy for the installer right into their designs. Just look at these time-saving innovations. They include smart little plastic washers specifically designed to prevent the screw from falling out of the assembly during installation. I mean, imagine how much frustration and time that saves when you are literally 20 feet up in the air. They also offer mount-ready sets with integrated lag screws for rapid installation directly to wall or column surfaces. And for the really big jobs, those dual bolt locks on the heavy-duty clamps ensure that even the most difficult, heavy clamping can be done incredibly fast and securely. This is engineering that respects the installer's time while guaranteeing a far better final build.
So, as we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with a somewhat provocative thought. Considering the extreme temperatures, the massive weight loads, the critical need for structural noise reduction, and the sheer cost of on-site installation time, are you still treating your foundational hardware as just an afterthought? The skeleton of your infrastructure literally dictates the operational life of your facility. It might just be time to rethink the quality, the selection, and the specific mounting process of the clamps on your next big project. Thank you so much for joining me, and keep building smart.